So my name is Ian DesJardin. I'm a junior in aerospace engineering, and a lot of the stuff I've done in undergrad, I would throw into a couple of, I guess, different bins. So I've done a lot of research. I currently work in the University of Buffalo Nanosatellite Laboratory as the chief systems engineer, and I've done that for 2 years now. I've also done an NSF-funded research project at Texas A&M University, where I worked on supercomputing plasma simulations of plasma flow and fault thrusters and instabilities and numerical keying and things like that. Then also at UB, I've worked in Dr. Jean's lab on robotics, so, and largely I did a lot of image processing. The underlying theme under all this stuff is that I like space exploration. That's the type of stuff I want to go work on. You know, real engineering is not like the movies where you're like, I'm going to do it, and then, you know, the music starts playing and you go on the whiteboard and then 2 days later it's made. Even if it's not as cinematic as you think it is, right, it's still real. And it's moments that you realize that what you're doing is real and there's potentially some consequence there. Those are the really cool moments, so that's why I like it. I've had the chance to talk to a lot of students who've done very well for themselves, and I think a lot of the things I've done to make myself successful I picked up from them. I'm not a very creative person, I'm an engineer, so I just copy from the best. These are just, you know, little things like, you know, applying for scholarships, but also just like how to figure out, like, you know, things like how to find housing, how to, you know, talk to your neighbor, how to, you know, talk to the other interns and make friends, and then how to go and turn around and talk to the boss. You know, just these are things you kind of pick up by osmosis. And it's things that happen here every day. It's things that students here do very well and don't do very well. And you can see both sides, and so, you know, if you just watch that closely enough, you can pick up on what you should be doing and how you can do that yourself. I think it's important to have a lot of hands-on experience because that's how you learn. And it's not hands-on, just hands-on with a machine or hands-on building something. Hands-on can mean hands-on with the equations. It can be hands-on making a program. I do honestly want to work on further in space exploration, and that was a really exciting time to be alive to work on that. There's the obvious ones. There's SpaceX, you know, with their reusable rockets. There's NASA with all their renewed missions to go to the moon. There's a bunch of startups that, you know, 20 years ago you wouldn't think, oh, there's going to be a space startup that makes money. But now it's like, no, there's actually been very commercially successful space startups that fly fleets of satellites, that build, you know, advanced engine technology. My plan is I'm going to do my best after graduation, go try to get a PhD in something that I think is really interesting, that I think is going to help with that future. Then afterward, I'm going to pick wherever I think I'm going to fit in best to that whole landscape and do what I can, you know, to make men on the moon, men on Mars, and men in space stations, people in all these places possible. And so that's how I see the future going.